Thank you for joining us today to learn about Secure Delivery Center's ability to deliver a private catalog behind your firewall. The first thing you want to do to get started is actually jump in and download the Secure Delivery Center server. While we ask you for an email, no need to provide one. It will automatically allow you to get set up with your own software behind the firewall. So what it'll do is download your 200 and something megabyte server installer that is providing you the ability to deliver software securely behind your firewall. Once you have that downloaded, it'll just walk you through a double-click installer. Just a few simple questions. For instance, where you want to install it, whether you'd like to install as a service, say on Windows or Linux, or whether you'd like it just installed into your user account. This server is providing you the ability to not only manage your private software catalog, but is also providing you the ability to package up your own IDE tool stacks. In today's recording, we're just going to walk through setting up your delivery to existing Eclipse IDEs in your enterprise that is providing a software catalog to your users. So we'll set up our credentials we're going to use for administering your server, provide the URL we're going to be accessing inside our enterprise to be able to access a catalog. So again, your users will be able to grab that and actually add the private catalog to their system. And once we jump in and finish that install, we're going to jump right into our first steps for Secure Delivery Center. When that comes up, you'll be asked to log in using the same credentials you used before. And this is a basic portal that allows not only your users to access your private software catalog, but also you to access some basic information in here. For instance, if we clicked up on that administration tab at the top, what we're going to do is really focus on getting going quickly. There's three main steps. You have your installing of packs, that is the ability to deliver software. So for instance, if you wanted a bunch of standard software available behind your firewall, you could install a pack. In our case, we're going to jump ahead to step 2, which is installing the admin console, since we already have software that we're going to be delivering. The third step is the actual packaging of your software. So we're going to walk through steps 2 and 3 and install the Windows admin console. So the admin console is what allows you to remotely manage your server. It allows you to prepare changes, to decide to promote them, make them available. It is a client-side application, but it is available to you to be able to have one or more administrators manage your server and even experiment with things locally before putting them onto the server, providing you a bit more power than just a live sandbox. Once that's installed, you'll see you start off with a nice dashboard, which will give you metrics and information to tell you about how your system's being used once you set it up. It'll also walk you through the other steps you can do. In our case, we're going to jump right into an on-demand secure delivery. That is providing software or security settings to existing Eclipses in your enterprise. We're going to focus on the private marketplace side of that, where we'll choose a secure marketplace that we can set up inside the SDC server. And you can see there's a bunch of settings you can configure, even say workspace or preferences or other things that may want to be dropped down. In our case, we're not going to be overly concerned with, say, privacy. We'll leave the standard security settings. We'll leave the standard, there are no delivery of workspace or project settings. We'll provide a little customization about our marketplace, and we'll go take a look at the software we have enabled. So we can see, do we have a secure marketplace enabled? Sure, let's take a look at that. So inside your on-demand delivery, you can say have security settings. In our case, we're going to have this marketplace. So we have our marketplace and we want software. Of course, the server by default has no software. Two ways to address that. You could actually go load the certified popular pack from Genuitec, or in this case, we're going to add a library. Now you can add a normal library or a binary. In our case, we're going to go ahead and actually import AnyEdit. We have not yet configured signing, which means if any plugins are not signed, they will not be signed as part of importing. But in SDC, you can actually configure that to do that automatically for you. Simply import the site by URL or local archive file, choose the software version you want to import from the site or multiple features you want to expose, and that software gets loaded into the SDC server for secure delivery behind your firewall. If you do use a proxy, one will be set up to be able to deliver it for you. So now we have our AnyEdit imported into the server. We want to be able to go ahead and actually make that marketplace live for our users. In this instance, to do that, we actually first have to get our license. So at any point while you're experimenting with SDC or getting it set up, you just click that link to get your 30-day trial, which will give us a license key allowing us to use 30 days of SDC. To be able to try out software in full. So in this case, we're going to request a license, pop over to our trusty Gmail account, and download that license pack. Now, the license pack you have is tied to your host, so you may have noticed that in the URL, if you had quick eyes, that we actually have the hostname import in there. It is node locked, so when you ultimately deploy SDC, we recommend you making sure you have a good hostname that will be able to be stable, or better yet, a CNAME alias. Now we have that license. We'll promote and commit and promote that package. That is actually exposing it on the portal. So that portal we saw where we first went to for first steps on the web browser, we can come over to timeline and access a package on it as well. This would provide a URL you could actually distribute to your users. We can see in here that we actually have any edit available on the portal. Now, we only have one piece of software. Why don't we go get some more? So let's go ahead and access the certified plugin pack from Genuitec. We can see here, we can click the Get Packs button. You can do the same at home. That will take you to the portal page where you can actually download certified plugin packs. A certified plugin pack being a collection of software reviewed, certified by Genuitec for distribution. You can download it simply by clicking on the portal, and that's downloading a software pack. So I mentioned software packs briefly before. That is being able to deliver all of that software, the hundreds of pieces of plugins that are available inside that, into your SDC server for you to then package and distribute with your Eclipses, or in this case, the on-demand settings. So you can say, hey, I want to have a software catalog of everything out in the public, the most popular software out there, but I do want to actually restrict my users, say, from provisioning behind the firewall. Or maybe I only want to make it easy to access the 10 or 12 or 15 pieces of software that we sanction for use, and encourage or enforce our users to only use software from this catalog. Again, a bunch of settings you're able to walk through. The pack installer is a simple, again, double-click installer. Yes, it can be automated on Linux. It'll drop down the software. Once that's done, you'll be able to come over into the Secure Delivery Center admin console again, and we'll see that the software's magically appeared in there. So that's all the software that's part of that certified popular pack. By default, we could decide we want to have a subset, all of it. All of it's there by default. If we just come over to the portal after importing it, we can see all that software is live. Again, it's in your control to decide how much software you expose. And that's really it. We thank you for taking the time today to look at how easy it is to start distributing your software. You simply have your users follow those steps you see in front of you, and they're up and going with your software. Thank you.